So traders, the metals and also the mining sector, I believe, are on the cusp of one of the greatest moves we've seen in a long time when it comes to this particular markets from here. You see, when I'm looking at the markets across all markets, I'm always looking for the next pocket of opportunity that's likely to make a good move, right? So, for example, if I bring up, say, this chart here, if I bring up this chart here, you would know that, for example, Ethereum. You would know, if you've been following me now for the last few months, you would know that I was really harping on a lot about what? Ethereum, and why I was getting involved with Ethereum down here. And my videos were saying to you guys that I haven't been involved with the crypto market for a long time, but now after all this time, Ethereum is actually setting up for another big move. So I'm getting involved with it, and I talk about that. I even put that on YouTube for you guys. Right? And now that's been done and dusted, I'm actually looking to get out of that now. I'm still in it right now, but I'm probably looking to get out of it because I'm up, when it comes to the risk that I had on this one here, I'm up now over 500% return on my risk on this trade here, right? So whatever my risk was, I'm up now 500% return on that risk on this trade. So I've been locking in profits as it's been going out. It's been a beautiful trade. Again, I walked you through that here. Now, the purpose of me saying this on this video here is not to say, look how good I am, but for me personally, in the way that I personally trade, right? And you can see more details about this with that free trading course that I have, that first link in the description there. But the thing for me, the way that I personally trade is I'm always looking for pockets of opportunities throughout the entire market. So Ethereum was one, and now I'm looking to get out of it. GRPN was another one. I saw GRPM having a real big move. So this particular stock, and I took advantage of that as well too. At the roughly the same time as well too, as you can see with this arrow here, when this arrow broke out with platinum, I also got involved with platinum. So my style of trading is not day trading. Mine's more like a swing trading. But the reason why I swing trade myself is because I'm not looking for a day trade. No, I'm looking to get into a trade and hold it for a big profit. So as you can see with platinum I was in it for about roughly a month, and platinum I made 250% return. GRPN, now that's on my investment, right? That's not on my entire account. So for example, if I take 10% of my trading account and put it into options, like for example, Groupon. An example of Groupon, I made 300% return. What does that mean? If I take 10% of my trading account and put it into option, I'm only risking 20 to 30% of that because that's my risk on that investment. But this one may be 300%. So therefore, as you know, therefore my account would have gone 30% growth. Makes sense? That's when I say that's the way that I do it. Now I do a lot more risk than that because of the success. But the purpose of me bringing this all up to you is I'm always looking for the next pocket of opportunities. I believe in getting in early before the big move comes, and I don't always get it right. And the reason why I'm saying that is, as you would know, over the past sort of maybe couple of weeks now, I've been really harping on a few different markets, right? So the first market has been silver. Silver has been one of those markets that I see that is set to make some really big moves. And if I bring on this weekly chart here, you can see that we have just broken out of this level here, and we're here right now. So as this breakout's happening, we should start to continue to make our way back up to here. If we bring on the SLV price, you can actually see where the SLV price is. This is the SLV price. So once again, traders, for me personally, and the way that I personally trade, right? And again, and if you want to get more hand holding, you want to be able to see what I'm doing every day and get more hand holding every day, then I've opened up a few spots to my 1% club where I'm actually with you every single day the market's open for a few hours and coaching you and guiding you through this process. If you want to get access to my 1% club, then there's that second link in the description. You can apply for it, and I will be personally, you'll be speaking to me on the phone, and we'll have a good chat, and we'll see if we can actually, see if I can actually help you out. So that second link in the description there, guys. If you click on that, then that'll take you straight over to an application form where you can actually apply for my 1% club. And I call it the 1% club is because most of my traders are there are part of the 1% of all traders. 1% of all traders who do really well lately. That's why I call it the 1% club, because they are part of the 1% who are just crushing it this year. So, purpose of me saying that is we've actually just broken out now. That's that line through there. Actually, if I bring this here, let me show you this here. So as you can see, this top left chart up here, that's that weekly chart. See how we've just broken out of this resistance level here? And now what's happened just recently, look what happened just recently. We came down, we found support, and now we broke back up again. And so I saw this, and if I bring on, say, this one here, one thing I saw was just by looking at this market, and I'm going to zoom right in now for a minute, is I saw, look at this here, this 9 moving average was a big key for me to say there's a lot of short-term momentum behind this level here. So even though we had a little bit of a drop through here, I saw this big breakout. Now we did come down to the 9 moving average and we've pushed back up, and we can see now we're getting a lot of volume coming in through. This is telling me now that we should start to see, and it doesn't happen not every single day, right? It's not going to be like every single day, but this could be the start of that next big move. And as I said before, if I go to my weekly charts now, right now we're here. So we should start to overall over the next, say, 2 to 3 months, I believe, make our way up to around the $42 level and possibly even higher over the next 6 months. But over the next 2 to 3 months, let me just I'll bring on this chart here. If I bring on my charts, if I squeeze right up, that first level is up through there. So silver's starting, and the reason why, if you look at silver for me has been, most of my trades that I'm looking to get into, I like it when it hasn't been doing much. One of the biggest mistakes that I'm seeing a lot of amateurs make is for example, platinum, right, or Ethereum, they've already made big moves over the course of the last couple of weeks, right? And then people start to talk about it. That's what I'm getting out. So as you can see here, really we haven't been doing much here for the last couple of years, and now we're starting to, as you can see, if I bring on an arrow here, as you can see here with this arrow, that we have been starting to increase. We're flat, and now we're starting to increase to the upside. So overall, not straight away, overall, but over the next couple of months, we should be able to start to see a really big move out of silver. And the thing about silver, it's a bit of a wildcat, so that could actually happen pretty quickly as well. So the mining and metal sector now is what I'm focusing on. I am in Ethereum, but I'm getting out of that. I've already experienced a massive profit on that one there, huge profit on there. And now I'm looking at silver. I'm also looking at gold as well too, right? So gold is also one as well too. The reason why gold is, look at this here. Look at this. Every time we see a sideways movement to a strong 24 moving average on my weekly chart, sideways, we push up, sideways, we push up, sideways. Look what's happening right now. See how we're just going sideways and the moving average is almost there? This reminds me so much on gold. This reminds me so much, and I was doing this with my coaching clients today. But look at this back here, right? Actually, let me bring on the GLD so if I can actually get back in time there. All right, look at this here. So right? So look at this here. Every time we had, and if I go back to this 090 period, forget the actual P market crash. I'm trying to show you the technique of why this is very powerful. Whenever we get sideways and the moving average trending up, we tend to get a push, sideways, moving average trending up, sideways, sideways. See all this, especially here. We had this sideways period, sideways. Now, there's a weekly chart, so that's about a few months worth of sideways. But what ends up happening? Every time we get the sideways movement and the moving average is still trending up, we end up going for what? Another move, another move, another move. Even through here, another move. So it gives me a high probability of that sideways. And that's the reason why my trading is so successful, because, by the way, that's part of the actual trading system that I utilize when I'm trading the markets. So this sideways period is what? It's just shaping up. It's now pausing for potentially one more final move. And that could actually be, I believe, actually looking at the actual gold price now, of that silver, looking at the actual gold price now, we're going sideways, right? And so looking at gold to me looks like it's getting ready for one more final blow off top move. And we could start to make, I'm just guessing, this is just a guess, but a round number of 4,000 looks pretty good to me. Now, I would, once again, the best scenario that I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for the market to come down and touch the moving average. See the last few times? Here was I actually traded it here. Beautiful trade. Sideways, we almost touched it and we bounced. We definitely touched it here and we bounced. The perfect scenario would be another couple of weeks of sideways movement. And then let's actually start to get that through there. And if I bring on, see this dotted green moving average? This is the daily chart now. That dotted green moving average is like the 24 moving average on the weekly chart. So if I'm using this from a daily chart perspective, let's continue this sideways movement. Let's zoom right in here for a minute. And see this moving average here. So let's actually continue this moving average up like that. Let's give us another, say, week or two. And if we can get that and then a big move like that with volume, that's going to be really, really, really nice from there. So silver looks like to me it's already starting right now. It's been building a lot of pressure. I think it's going to start to play catch up to gold. Gold is getting ready for another one big final move. So for a trading opportunity, people that trade the markets, like, again, my style of swing trading is getting into gold round about now, holding it for a really big move up to there. So if this does make a move, say 20%, that could be 200-300% plus on my options. See what I'm doing here, right? And if that's 200-300% plus on my options, and I do a 10% of my trading account on that, and I make 300% growth, my trading account has just gone, my entire account just went up by 30%. Now that 10% is not all risk, right? That's my investment into the option. A big loss for me would be 50%. That would be a big loss for me. So therefore, if that's the case, I'm potentially going to make 30% growth on my account for around about a 5% risk on my account, right? So, and again, that's a big loss for me. Anyway, the purpose of I saying that through there. So if I have a look at all these other markets here, right? Let's have a look here. So this is the GDX. Look where the GDX is right now in the big picture. This is the real big picture on the GDX here, as you can see. Look where we are right now. Bit of a pullback. If we break here, we could start to see the GDX have a nice move. The GDXJ is already at its resistance level. If I actually take this off the screen, you can see the GDXJ is already, this is the last resistance through here, and we had a ton of resistance all through there. Look where we are right now. We just come back down to find support. If it does scoop back up again, we could start to see a nice move. This is even for SIL. Look at this here, SIL. We're just getting a little bit of a pause here on SIL. If we break, look at this here. The next resistance, there's nothing but what's called white space. The next resistance is up here. So we could be getting ready for a big move. So, and the SILJ, same sort of thing, big move to come from the SILJ. So this is what I wanted to share with you today, guys. As I said before, for me personally, I'm looking for pockets of opportunities. I don't love or hate any markets. I don't really care about any market, right? It doesn't care about me. And so therefore, I'm looking for these pockets. Before, it was an individual stock, Groupon, and then it was also platinum. I started noticing platinum breakout, so I took advantage of that. A few weeks ago, it was Ethereum, so I took advantage of Ethereum as well, and I did really well out of Ethereum. Right now, gold's setting up over the next couple of weeks, potentially for another big move. Silver's setting up now. A lot of the mining stocks are potentially getting ready for another real big move. So now I'm honing down in on the mining sector from there. So as I said before, traders, that you guys can do this, right? You really, really can do this. And if you want more if you're serious about this and you really are dedicated and you want to really, really make this work, then apply for my 1% club. And that's where, again, you actually join me in a real small group of traders. It's just over 10 people in that group right now. And in that 1%, I call them the 1% club because the people that have been part of that 1% club this year, we are part of the results that we're getting right now are literally we are part of the 1% of people that make money out of trading the markets. And so if you want to get access to that 1% club group, that's second link in the description there, guys. Go click on that. And then you'll be personally having a conversation with me personally. It's not some sales call, but you'll be speaking with me personally. And I'll see if I can help you out. Speak to you soon, guys.